Welcome back to Lenz Comic Corner, classic slash non-classic. This is episode number 458 and Doubleshot number 374. Two DC trades. First up, it's Gotham Academy, second semester, volume 1. Welcome back. This trade collects issues 1 through 3 and 5 through 8 of the Gotham Academy second semester series. This series ended just earlier this year. After publishing only 12 issues. No idea why, it was. Now, the first issue is just a standalone issue, basically just what the title says, Welcome Back. It's just standalone. And the rest of the issue are just called Second Semester. And so stuff with Olivia, Silverback, basically, she gets a lot of attention in this particular set of issues. Maps is in here a little bit, not very much. Plus also there's appearance by Bruce Wayne himself and Batman, who shows up out of nowhere. No, seriously, he shows up out of nowhere. This series is great. Besides the whole thing of Batman show out of nowhere, and the fact that, well, they decided to abruptly end the series as only 12 issues. I kind of wish the series would have continued, but my guess is DC wanted to basically have any title that was launched with DCU just either end or, I don't know, just not be associated with it, because for some people they thought the DCU, that particular line of books, was a flop. Despite the fact this book just launched just last year. Yeah, it launched only last year. It was a... Let's see. Yeah, it was last year this started, and the last issue for this came out just this year. Whole deal with the Tech stuff. Basically, more stuff deal with the Gotham Academy. It's a great way to continue the series, but yeah, I'm just not happy this series had to end. When you read this tree, you're like, okay, you have 1 through 3, and you have 5 through 8, but like, where's issue 4? My guess is the reason why issue 4 is not in here, because it has nothing to do with the storyline second semester. That's probably going to be in volume 2 along with issues 9 through 12. So yeah, there's that. This is good. I'm going to get this a 9 out of 10. This is actually pretty good. Next up is Wonder Woman volume by Greg Rucka, volume 2, containing Wonder Woman volume 2, issues 206-17 and Flash 219. Aside from the fact all the issues in here are by Greg Rucka, they also have an issue from Jeff Johns' Flash run here. The reason why the Flash issue is in here is because it's a 2-part story where Wonder Woman and Flash do a crossover and they take on Hunter Zolomon, well, even they call himself Zoom. He's the second Reverse Flash, and the second Cheetah, Dr. Barbara Minerva, which it is referencing here that she had killed off the Sebastian Bardos version of the Cheetah, the only one who's a male. Yeah, because all the Cheetahs are female. And she also killed the original Cheetah, Priscilla Rich, from the 1940s. Yep. And of course, yes, Cassandra Sandmark does show up in here. Yeah, because apparently we can't give her an ongoing series. So let's just have her appear just as a recurring character on the pages of Wonder Woman and be a regular character in Teen Titans. It's like, God forbid any psychic who's not Robin or Nightwing have their own ongoing series. I mean, she's a great character. Why not give her an ongoing series? I don't know. No idea why. Aside from the Cheetahs in here as well, Ares is in here, along with Zeus, Aphrodite, Athena, and let's see. Oh, Artemis. Yeah, Artemis is in here as well. The one who was created by William. I'm trying to think, what was his name? He's the one who took over after George Perez left the book. I'm trying to think, what was his name? William Messer Loebs. Yeah, that Artemis. The one who's currently in the series Red Hood and the Outlaws. And yes, she does write this in here. Veronica Cale's in here as well. Apparently, Greg Rucka loves having Veronica Cale appear in the book, because that's one thing I noticed, though. Whenever Greg Rucka's on Wonder Woman, both this run and his most recent run, he has Veronica Cale appear in almost every single issue. Oh, Veronica Cale in here meets Medusa from the Greek myth. Yes, Medusa. The woman with the snake head, and also the same woman who turns people to stone. Steve Trevor's in here as well. Those of you wondering. Was Steve Trevor ever a love interest from 1986 to 2011? No, he never was. He decided to fall in love with Etta Candy. Wonder Woman, from 1986 to 2011, went through a string of boyfriends, one of whom happened to be the character named Nemesis. As for this, the one thing interesting about Greg Rucka's run, Wonder Woman does not have a boyfriend at all throughout this entire run. And his run, Rucka's run, ends with issue 226. There's roughly about 10 issues left. So my guess is next year we'll probably collect the final 10 issues of his run, which will go 226. And plus, I think there's also an issue of Superman, and I believe an issue of Action Comics. There's a crossover that leads into Infinite Crisis. And plus, there are seeds planted here for Amazon's attack. Seeds. Little bit tidbits here and there. Because Wonder Woman meets the president, and here's the thing. When these issues came out, do you know who was president of the United States at this point in time? You want to know who it was? George Walker Bush. Our 41st, I think it's 40, yes, our 42nd president. Does he appear in any DC comic book? Nope. Yeah, for some reason, I have no idea why this is. It's kind of the same thing with Marvel never having appearance by Donald Trump, our current president in the comics. Instead, we have a stand-in named Jonathan Horn, who is basically let's say a play, or let's just say a parody of George Bush. Yeah, that's essentially what this guy is. He's a parody of George Bush, and the fact the guy's a big dick. Not literally, of course, but he actually is one. He's not a very nice person. He's written worse than Amazon's attack as probably being one of the worst presidents in the history of DC Comics. Heck, this guy's even worse than Lex Luthor when he was president, because of how much of dickish things he does. Yeah. And just by sheer coincidence, like, right after Rucka basically was that other guy who was Wonder Woman story, which is really good. And after that was Jody Holder, then was Amazon's attack. Yeah. Of course, this was also during the period of time, not only that guy was being president, but also Wonder Woman being ambassador. Yeah, during Rucka's last issues, he kind of basically ended that tenure of Wonder Woman's career. Those of you who are wondering, did Rucka started the whole thing of basically Wonder Woman being ambassador? No, that was not started by him. That was started by Phil Jimenez, the first writer of the Superwoman series. He's the one who started it, and his actually a really good run for Wonder Woman. His run didn't last as long as Rucka's did. His run lasted for roughly 2 years, but his run was really good. I've read a lot of issues of Wonder Woman. I think I've read almost every single issue from every issue that come up from 1986 onward. And there are some bad issues here and there, but not with Rucka. Rucka's one of the more better writers of Wonder Woman over the years. I would say he's in the top 10 best writers in the history of Wonder Woman. Him along with George Perez. Let's see, who else is a good one? I don't count John Byrne per se. He is a good writer and artist, but his run for Wonder Woman really turned people off, especially since they killed off Donna Troy's family during that run. The only thing interesting that people could say was good about his run, aside from his awesome artwork, was the fact that he introduced Cassandra Sandmark. This character. Yeah, John Byrne created her. Yep. Oh, and Pegasus, yeah, that's actually created from Medusa's blood. Yep. Oh, and Medusa's head, despite being chopped up, that's actually used in a story where she used to take on a champion of Zeus. Yep. Despite that, this is great. I give this a 9.5 out of 10. This book is amazing. I highly recommend checking out Greg Rucka's work. I don't know when book 3 is going to come out, but I hope it comes out soon because it'll be kind of interesting to cover his entire run in trades. I have not finished reviewing his run from the most recent one from Wonder Woman, which, unlike this run, which was 4 years, that one was only 1 year. Yeah, so his recent Wonder Woman run was actually shorter than his last one. And he did 25 issues in an annual in just 1 year. Not bad for a guy basically doing it twice a month. As far as I know, he recently left Wonder Woman on good terms. Not like before. I heard something that this was about a decade ago. These issues came out like 10 years ago. I should point out, though, that I had heard this from a conference last year for WonderCon, that Greg Rucka actually left DC Comics, I think it was like after 2009 because he did stuff for Final Crisis. He actually left DC with on bad terms with him. Apparently, Apparently, he is forgiven. He's basically passed things up with DC, and he decided to leave Wonder Woman on a nice note. 25 issues probably was good enough for him, but this run was really good. I don't know why he ended this run through 26. If I see him again, I will ask him that. 9.5 out of 10. These issues are amazing. Here's some artwork by the artist. The few different artists on here are Drew Johnson, who's a good chunk of this stuff. Rags Must, I have met him. He's a nice guy. Sean Phillips, James Rez, and Justin Tino. I think that's how you pronounce the guy's name. Sean Phillips is also the inker of this thing as well. The cover art, this collection, this is done by J.T. Jones. Yeah. One thing I've noticed, though, for several of the covers in here, they kind of look like covers that, if you look at this cover, it kind of looks like something Alex Ross would do. But as far as I know, he is not credited as the artist in here. I have no idea who does the covers for these issues. Yeah, I honestly don't have any idea. But yeah, 9.5 out of 10. This is amazing. I highly recommend picking it up, plus the first volume, and any other book that Rucka has done for DC, because all those books are awesome. Has he done books for Marvel? Yes, he has. The only books I can think of he's done for Marvel is he did like 5 issues of Cyclops. He did a brief one for Cyclops, and he did the Punisher series and Punisher Warzone. I have read them. They're really good. And those are in trade. Alright, so that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which will be episode 758 and Doubleshot number 375. Okay? But until then, I will see you there. Bye.